One Haverhill is a partnership of all the organisations in the town that do something. The purpose of One Haverhill is to improve our town. We know there are things that need doing. In every town there's always something that needs doing. But I think the difference here is that we're doing it for ourselves, we're making things happen.
One Haverhill was formed in 2010 to bring organisations working for the benefit of Haverhill around a table to discuss ideas and better ways of working efficiently together.
We have the Chambers of Commerce, we have health, education, the councils of all three levels, town, borough and county. We've got the police involved and the charity sector as well, the volunteer sector, so everyone that does something in the town. Well, the main achievement has been getting people sat around the table and talking to each other. When I go and talk to other areas, that is the main thing that they are impressed with about what we've been able to do so far. The idea of being able to get 3 tiers of council from all different parties involved, along with health and education, is something some of them don't quite believe we've managed it, but it's working. It's not always easy because everyone has their own opinions, obviously, but it is working and we are getting things done. And that has led to our first 2 aims, which was to look at the local environment and obviously to look at youth skills and employment, and we've been incredibly successful with the latter.
In 2011, Haverhill was chosen to be one of the 12 pilots for the government's new neighbourhood community budget programme, now called Our Place. The Haverhill community budget set out to achieve change for the town initially in 2 areas: better opportunities for our young people and improving the physical environment. These were priorities decided on by extensive community engagement with local residents in summer of 2013. After the success of the pilot, One Haverhill is now an Our Place community champion, helping other towns and cities with their community budgets.
Everything we've done has come from consultation with the public. We didn't do anything until we had actually gone out and talked to people and found out what it was they want done.
Well, it's non-political. It's a real mishmash of people, which is great because there's a different perspective. And when you're involved in business, when you're involved in voluntary work, when you're involved in politics, when you bring all that together, it's a great mix to bring something, dynamic, which can really influence and impact the town.
We have various aims. We obviously want to help the young people in town achieve their full potential. We want to make the environment of Haverhill Town Centre better for people that live and work there, really. The town now is massively different to when I first moved here as a police officer 20 years ago. We've really moved ahead, we've attracted some really good businesses into town. A lot of people have moved into the town that have got a really positive outlook. I see it particularly when I'm speaking to young people in the town centre. 20 years ago they wouldn't have spoken to a police officer. Now they're very keen to come and talk. They seem to me to be better educated and nicer people than they were 20 years ago. All down to the wonderful work done by the town's academies. Trying to get people involved in the world of work, trying to give them opportunities. There are other things we're doing, but to me that's the one that I really concentrate on. It's creating greater opportunity for the young people in town to go on and achieve all the things that they can achieve.
I think it's fantastically innovative. I think it's terrific the way it is representative of the entire community. The people that we have around the board table are from the whole of Haverhill, right across the board, which is much more than you can achieve with traditional local authority.
With funding from Job Centre Plus and support from Haverhill Town Council, One Haverhill employed a youth skills manager in 2013 to create closer links between local business, education and young people.
The whole concept of apprentices is where we are in modern life. Nowadays, I think, and looking ahead for the next couple of decades, you've either got to come out of school with a qualification that takes you to a university or a qualification that takes you into some sort of vocational training. So apprenticeships are absolutely vitally important. They were very complicated in the past, and I think a lot of work has been done to simplify that. One Haverhill, I think, has gone beyond that in that the work it's done to appoint the youth manager, Karen Chappell. I think the concept was right. I think the person was also absolutely right. We've got to give young people some hope, some real hope that they have got a future in and around this town, not just now as they are young people, but as they move into relationships, get married, have children themselves. You've got to change the culture. And I think the apprenticeship scheme is right there as the bedrock of something like that. And the fact that it's been so successful so quickly, I think suggests that businesses in a town like Haverhill can also see the value of that.
The Keep Young Local Talent in Haverhill Apprenticeships campaign was launched in 2014. To date, the Youth Skills Manager has worked with local businesses to create 51 brand new apprenticeship places for young people.
We've had lots of different successes really, and I suppose they're measured differently. I suppose whatever success is, for some people it's a lot smaller than others. So I've been working with things like traineeships, work experience and apprenticeships, and obviously for somebody who's not engaging at all, then a couple of days work experience can be massive for them. For other people that have left school with A-levels and want to do an apprenticeship in a certain area, that's been a massive progression for them. So it really depends on the individual.
Before I got the apprenticeship at Cleaner, I was unemployed for just under a year after completing my A-levels. I met Karen through the job centre. They arranged a 2 weeks work experience placement at the West Suffolk Learning Centre for adult courses. I went down there and did admin and work for her for 2 weeks, and she passed me on to a course and the event which I went to at the Arts Centre.
I think the work that One Haverhill is doing with apprenticeships is great for young people. We see lots of those people around town in various businesses, including within our own trust. We have several, and they provide great opportunities for students and young people that would access education in perhaps a different way, or that want to specialise as soon as they leave school or college.
One Haverhill is taking a very strident part in all of that, and I think is judged to be working very successfully.
In 2013, One Haverhill set out its ambition to create H1, a venue that provides youth activities, careers advice, employment advice, apprenticeships, training and other activities in a central youth hub in the town.
I think people will look at Haverhill as a leader in the way we do things, in the fact that we do things as a community. For me, it's important that we do see ourselves as a community, not just a place, not just a group of people, but a group of people who come together in this place to enjoy life. And the work that One Haverhill is doing for the H1 and the hub, not just pool tables and table tennis in a traditional youth club model, but a proper youth centre that provides a whole range of activities, including opportunities to access employment and training. It addresses not today's emergency knee-jerk pressing needs, but it addresses the needs of the future community, a much larger community that's going to be here in Haverhill. And there are lots of young people who are choosing to stay living in Haverhill. We want them to come back after they've done their university courses.
Because it's a whole new process, this One Haverhill system, it's basically we're all working together to push it forward. So we're willing to change things as we go along. It's a big learning curve. If we get something wrong, I'm pretty sure that we'll learn from it and move on and evolve into something that basically encapsulates what the town wants to do.
Fix My Street has been available in a number of central locations in Haverhill, allowing residents to report issues more easily and to check online to see if the issue has been resolved. During the consultation, members of the public told One Haverhill that they wanted to be able to do more to help keep their local community maintained. Half of those surveyed said that they would volunteer for activities if they knew it would make a positive difference for Haverhill. The Community Ambassadors Scheme aims to recruit up to 50 volunteers to be the eyes and the ears for the town, identifying and reporting problems such as potholes, faulty streetlights, graffiti and fly tipping. Volunteers will also be able to carry out minor remedial work, including litter picking and cutting back overgrowth on the highway.
I'm supported by One Haverhill group to run the project and recruit the volunteers and give them the support they need.
My name's Clive White, live in Haverhill obviously, and joined the Community Ambassadors so as we can keep the neighbourhood clean and tidy and in a respectable condition. We do try and do things to help the community, but with any luck this will rub off to, shall we say, the people who don't want it to be a nice area.
What's next for One Haverhill?
My involvement covers something much more ambitious, which is for a town itself to lead its own master plan process. Normally it's, in this country, it's a developer that has to do that and put the time, money and resources in, or a local authority. but in this case the planning authority, which will still have the legal responsibility, so this is a very difficult thing to handle, has asked the One Haverhill organisation, asked the town of Haverhill really, because One Haverhill's there to try to give it over to the residents of the town, to have the most enormous say in the future of the place that they live. So the future of Haverhill hasn't been built yet.
Yeah, the town centre is still pretty much the same as it was when I walked down it when I was 10 years of age in 1970. What we're hoping is to really, change things and give people a vision and a town that people are really proud of. I know they're proud of their town now, but something to be really, really proud, and something that they can show their children and be absolutely proud of as well.
Vision 2031 is the overall local plan for St Edmundsbury. It is in itself an innovative local plan. Local plans have traditionally been based around site allocations, about development per se. Vision 2031 has been created to be holistic, to be looking at all the services and facilities and expectations about life, really, that residents in an area have. So it's leading the way in the whole of the UK from that perspective. It really does cover all sorts of things you wouldn't expect it to cover in a local plan, such as leisure, old age, young people, transport, and having a town centre plan for Haverhill is part of that vision.
This is the future of Haverhill we're talking about now. There's going to be people engaged in this that are going to be planning the town for the next 20, 30, 40 years. So this is for the next generation.
I'm confident that the community in Haverhill will understand what we're trying to do, and which I think is very much a remit of One Haverhill, will feel that they've contributed to those plans, maybe not always with people agreeing, but at least they will feel that they've contributed, and what they will get out of it is a more active town centre which attracts inward investment, is great for people who live here, great for people who visit here, great for people who just pass by, basically, but it's about Haverhill.
The county, Suffolk in general, has taken a lot of interest in what we're doing. I've had people come to talk to me from other areas, other towns, to find out more about what's happening. Economic development department in the Borough Council is very interested in what we're doing, and they are very, very involved. The fact that they've asked us to become involved in the 2031 project just shows you how much they value our input.
We're up for change, and that's what I hope comes out of One Haverhill, that come to Haverhill and it's going to be a brighter future.
The impact that One Haverhill can have on the town could be immense. There's such a mixed range of voices in there, and there are the people on the board have got a can-do attitude, who want to make a difference, who are passionate about the town.
I think Haverhill is a growth town. I think there's so many opportunities here that the perception of Haverhill has got to be a good one. There's opportunities in all of those areas that One Haverhill affects. There's opportunities for leisure, there's opportunities for work, and it's a town that's just going to get bigger over time.